Have you guys heard of this thing where they're saying that F students are the inventors? They're the ones in the world who maybe aren't paying attention in class but are willing to make their own way. This isn't how I found out about this trend, but seeing this pop up on Philly D might have been a real wake-up call for just the type of content that's on my feed being real.
Why is every social media challenge the dumbest thing you have ever heard ever? Now, the latest one being the so-called Chromebook challenge, and it's resulted in at least one arrest and officials across the country warning kids not to do it. The answer, it turns out, is to start a fire, because some genius had the bright idea of placing metal or pencil lead into the USB ports of a Chromebook and—
Listen, there is this really uniquely human urge to take a fork and put it into an outlet. But as time has passed, I think we've had enough awareness to know that's somebody telling you to electrocute yourself, man. It's not safe. Don't do that. Hi again, fellas, and welcome back to With a Y. Apologies for sounding congested as shit. That would be because I'm congested as shit. That's why I was gone for a week. I really didn't plan to cut the streak like that. It wasn't some loss of motivation or anything like that. I just straight up got too sick to speak, which is like the whole point of this. Anyways, yeah, this is like an actual problem you're seeing go around different schools. You got these videos of kids just with the dopiest bucktooth grins on their face, just sticking paper clips inside random laptops. When it was just Chromebooks, that's one thing because those are literal pieces of shit where the OS is basically just a browser to use Google products. But when they started using this on shit with Windows keys, it broke my heart. Also, just a quick reminder that there is only a week left to grab my limited edition U2's vinyl figure. This guy had a lot of love put into him, and I really appreciate y'all if you cop it, but come May 20th, he's gone forever. After that, it's nada. He's never showing up again. Bro got a spark once and decided I'm not satisfied. I want to stick my fingers near that again. Two more and he just did a soy face, man. I can't. Listen, I know I'm a guy in my mid-20s talking about what high schoolers are getting up to, but y'all didn't give me a fucking choice. Look at what it is you're doing. With Devious Licks, it was one thing. It was kind of impressive that, like, teenagers, high schoolers were figuring out the logistics to steal more and more difficult to take objects. Like, I don't approve of the behavior, but the one kid who figured out how to get the urinal out of the wall and then brought it home with him, that's at least impressive, right? There's a level of logistic problem solving there I can respect. With these videos, it's people are just doing it for a light show, and you'll notice that almost all of them have the same background audio of this one guy talking about the F students being the inventors. Now, I'm not saying that this guy, the dude who made the original video, is at fault for all of this, King A Zule or whatever it is. I am saying that he posted this TikTok at a similar time, and that he has become the voice of the fucking dumbasses who are doing this shit. So even if he didn't call for the F students of the world to start sticking paper clips and USB ports, on some level, he is inspiring some people to do something, and I think we need to hear the basis of his argument to understand where he's— That's not true. Statistically, you were more likely to be worse off. You definitely could make it in life while doing terrible in high school, just getting bad grades. I wouldn't bank on it though, man. If you come from wealth, you have a better chance of just being able to ride out your bad grades. Alright, let's keep hearing what's happening here. I'm sure you can see where this is going. The idea that school teaches you to follow instructions, you're really good at completing tasks. Homework is supposed to quote-unquote prepare you for taking your work home when you're later in the labor force, which is also fucked, just to be clear. But the idea they're trying to soft push is that if you're an A student, it doesn't actually say anything about how smart you are, just at how good at listening to orders you are or whatever. The way he talks about B and C students, where it's like a B student who is doing slightly worse maybe than an A student. If you have a 10-point grading scale where a 90 is an A and 80 and above is a B, that 1 point difference between 89 and 90 determines where you're gonna be on the corporate ladder. Will you be in middle management or will you be in a cubicle counting reports? C is business owners, and I guess that makes sense because most businesses fail within the first year. And I do like the props he's about to give to D students before taking them down a peg after giving them the most bona fides up till that point. You have the F students, man. This shit kills me, and we're gonna look at some examples of F student behavior after he tells us what we should be expecting out of this particular demographic. In a numbers game, the F students in America should be the majority. Anything below like a 60 when I was going to school was an F. Usually kids will end up scoring higher than a 50 in classes, so like you don't really see a lot of people finishing a semester with a 40 in any given elective. But listen, if you are an F student, fear not, because this guy has your future mapped out. And then when trying to demonstrate the intelligence of F students, he first chose several toddlers doing fucking 3rd grade science experiments, and then he decided to flash to Elon Musk doing one of his STEM dances that everybody clowns at him for. Man, you really know how to pick the examples of what the F student has to aspire to. They knew it was fucking bullshit, man. I think this guy might know what he's talking about, dude. He's got the keys. So I want you to take this to heart. This is financial advice. If you are an F student, do not try to get your grades up. Do not try to get smarter or become like even a passing grade student. And this runs contrary to everything I believe in life. The bigger the number you get as your grade, the worse of a person you are. No way. One thing I have respect for some of these high schoolers is that they just do not have the fucking patience for this shit anymore. I don't know why, but this guy sounds a little like XQC. I could be going insane.
Take this as a sign to stop sticking lead pencils in your MacBooks. Someone just blew up their computer.
The F student trend has to stop. I agree, man. It's like, dude, I was experimenting. I was pushing the boundaries, okay? Well, I was in the middle of fucking econ, and I needed all the help I could get in that class, and that was my one-on-one time with the tutor, so fuck you, dude. Fuck. Oh, I can't even be screaming like that with this throat problem, man. And I really do have a hard time telling how much of this is people just being stupid and seeing a trend on the internet they thought would be funny to replicate versus how many of it are trying to literally embody the stereotype of the F student that makes it King Azule's fault that this shit is happening. Now, one thing that Philip DeFranco brought up is that a lot of these internet trends that you see news media kind of latching onto as the new generation is cooked, it's oftentimes only like one person doing something stupid individually. Do you actually know anybody who tried to eat Tide Pods? Probably not, because even if you did know them, they wouldn't be here with you today because they are so ridiculously poisonous that if as many people were doing it as like media made it seem like back in 2017, we'd be hearing a lot more about dead people. The thing with the Chromebook shit is that it is genuinely accessible to just get a paperclip, stick it in a port, and see what happens. And the reason I'm willing to believe it's a real trend is because of people in the same age group that are said to be doing these things are giving equally, if not more, vehement pushback as to how anybody doing it for real is a fucking moron. Like, you see videos like this where a dude's like, ooh, paperclip in an open outlet in the middle of class. I know how I'm gonna pass the time. Like, good work, man. You got lucky with that one. And in response, you have people making shit like this. Just, the F students are inventors kid with a Chromebook, and this dude used this face filter on the character he's playing. There is a genuine level of vitriol behind what you're about to watch.
Smell. Ugh.
I got a new laptop.
Damn, I remember you smashed it into pieces.
Yeah, the Chromebook durability test, that was patched. I found a new thing.
But your family's in poverty.
I call it the F student method.
Okay, are you sure,
Okay,
bro?
So you're gonna get a pencil.
Like, this is the type of shit where if you were the kid this got based off of and it made the rounds around the school, you would not be hearing the end of this until you either moved or graduated. It's genuine shaming. It's like, look at this fucking idiot who actually exists. What a fucking idiot. I'm willing to stake my life on the fact that if somebody found out you actually ate Tide Pods and lived to tell the tale and you got like a hole in your stomach from it, even if you went to the hospital and properly got punished by nature for your hubris, everybody in your class would still call you a fucking idiot because you deserve it, and you are.
Pencil, I'm gonna stick it right in here, and...
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Just wait, okay? Just wait.
Oh my gosh, bro, stop. It's smoking.
There
It's
we
smoking.
go.
Stop.
When people say that vapes sometimes taste like straight technology, if somebody tried to turn that into like an actual vape flavor, I imagine the smoke from doing this is what it would taste like.
Oh, here comes another A student.
Okay, what's the problem?
Do you understand you're my employee?
How
right?
am I your employee?
Oh, and a B student. My manager.
What?
You guys will never know what it's like to be an inventor.
Dude, the whole fire department came because of
Okay,
you.
well, when I see an F on my test, I know I'm one F away from inventing a new new invention.
Guy who takes being an F student making you an inventor very, very literally. King's LA did kind of lay it out like a caste system where the letter grade you get is going to determine the exact trajectory in life you'll have. A student, employee. B student, manager. C student, business owner. D student, stuck in the middle. F student, the creative fucking force of this entire society. 0.06 GPA practice. They're just trying to see how many of these they can stick in there before it explodes, man. You can just play the game where you're filling up the cup and you have to put a little bit in it each time, and the guy who makes the cup overflow loses and gets thrown in the pool or has to do a forfeit. This game already exists in a way that won't fry your neurons and gets you equally as viral fame. Why are we doing this?
Whatever people were trying to put in their heads.
When I was in middle school, kids used to actually start trash can fires. These kids are getting excited over a little spark. No wonder you guys only got 500 likes. The other dudes doing this shit actually got sparks flying out the ports. This is the problem with being an F student. You're not even good enough at fucking up. I'm talking with hyperbole, by the way. If you're an F student, everybody's got circumstances in their life that makes them good at certain things, bad at others, and also, like, just, there is some truth to the education system being better at measuring, like, effort or ability to conform to a test than an actual tell of your, like, intelligence or ability with your brain cells. And all teenagers, including the A students, sometimes especially the A students, do reckless, stupid stuff in the name of a good time or just seeing what'll happen when you do. But even then, doing it in the school in the middle of class is just a level of boldness I don't think I ever had. This isn't like what I did, where like I'd skip class one time to go cliff jumping with some friends at a nearby spot. It's like, what is the cheapest way we can destroy government-owned technology and materials? So yeah, basically, stop sticking paper clips in Chromebooks. If you're an F student, it doesn't determine your trajectory in life in both directions. It doesn't mean you're gonna be some kind of business mogul Elon Musk guy, and it also doesn't mean you're a complete abject failure. And I've given plenty of examples of like us having similarly stupid stuff as kids my age. This isn't a unique phenomenon, but my god, is this King Azule guy give us a great framework for this to be funny. Like speed up, slow down audios of him over videos of kids doing really dumb shit. Ugh. Anyways, that's all I got. That kwytebox email should be in the description if you guys want to send me any topics. Hopefully we'll be returning to the normal schedule as I feel my sinuses clearing. I hope I don't backslide. Anyways, piss off.